Did you know that 1 in 10 people in the UK directly rely on a van for their day-to-day jobs, meaning that vans are just so important? And there are some really interesting things happening in this space. You might have seen recently that Jack reviewed the Kia PV5, and today we're here to see this, the Farizon SV. And Farizon is part of Geely, which of course are the masterminds behind the likes of Lotus, Polestar, Volvo, and tons of other brands as well. So, if you are a man in a van, men with Ben, women with Ben, this episode is for you. Welcome to the Fully Charged Show.
Try everything electric at our exhibitions in Australia, Canada and the UK. Next up, London.
Now, really interestingly, this van has a really high Euro NCAP safety rating and has a Platinum Euro NCAP crash testing rating, which means that this is one of the safest vans that you can buy in Europe. And of course that's important for people's safety, but it's also particularly important for a new brand which is trying to instill or build trust as it enters a new market. Now that does of course mean that it comes with loads of ADAS features, some of which some people find a little bit annoying and might want to take off, but others are super handy. So for example, it has a 360-degree camera, adaptive cruise control, but also tells you how much cargo load that you have in the back, which of course goes up to 1,390 kilos.
We're really excited to partner with Duracell Energy to showcase their amazing renewable energy solutions. If you want to reduce your energy bills and join the renewable energy transition, installing home battery storage and solar panels at home is a great way to start. Duracell Energy's ecosystem of products typically partners with solar panels, but they can be just as effective without it, particularly for electric vehicle owners or anyone looking to take control of their energy. And with Duracell Energy's Platinum homeowner offer, viewers can get a custom service that pairs you with top quality products and the best installers in your area. Your installation also comes with a 20-point check, a 6-month performance review, system health checks at 3 and 10-year periods, and outstanding local UK customer support every step of the way. Duracell Energy's batteries, inverters and EV chargers work together on one easy-to-use app. With features like dynamic tariff integration and grid services, you'll be able to maximise your return. Ready to get started? You can get your quote today. And don't forget, we're also giving away a Duracell Energy Bunny in every episode. Just answer the question about Fully Charged by following the link in the description. Good luck!
So if you are genuinely in the market for a van, there's a couple of criteria that you're going to have absolutely top of mind, and those are going to be cargo load, cargo volume, price, range, and of course a few bells and whistles to make this a little bit more exciting. And if you are considering this, you're probably also considering the Kia PV5, the 4D Transit Courier, the 4D Transit Custom, and the LDV eDeliver 7. Now, of course, with all of these, they have loads and loads of different variations. So this is the L1H1, for example. It goes all the way up to L3H3. So depending on the specification that you go for, you will get a range of 177 to 277 miles. That is, of course, WLTP, and the reality is that vans are typically doing mainly urban driving, and in that instance, you will get 342 miles, or almost 550 kilometres of range. Charging-wise, we're talking 10 to 80% using 140 kilowatts DC charging in just 36 minutes. So really competitive when you compare it to some of the other vans that are currently out there. Now, when I open these doors, you're not only going to see how much cargo volume there is in there, a 6.95 metres cubed in fact, but you're also going to see just how extraordinary these doors are. They open all the way up, which means you can absolutely maximise the space that you have available to you without sort of having to navigate those doors or worry that they may shut on you. So really cool. But also what you can see here is just how low this loading height is. This is 550 millimeters, which is kind of, really competitive compared to the other vans out there. And that has been enabled by the fact that it's got cell-to-pack technology in here. So the battery pack actually forms a structural component, which means that you haven't got a big battery pack sitting on top of the structure. It can sit much lower. And of course, that is going to be very helpful for people doing any kind of loading and saving their backs. Now, the charging port is at the front of the vehicle, which is of course really sensible because you can drive in front ways, plug in, and then you're still able to use everything that's going on at the back, including this, which is extremely cool. In here, you have a load of plug sockets for 3.3 kilowatts of vehicle to load capacity. So you could run tools off this, or if you were considering using this for perhaps, let's say, a camper van, then this would be pretty handy too. Now, part of the reason they have been so smart with maximising that cargo volume is because this is built on a bespoke EV architecture. And when you have that bespoke EV architecture, you can maximise it for the things that really, really matter. For example, cargo volume. But what's really, really cool here is that there is no B-pillar. And it means that if you didn't need this, you could take that out and actually have this huge open space, making this perfect for converting to a camper van. As you would expect, there are of course loads of fixing points and points on the wall, so you can add in shelving or strap down anything that you need to do so in there. Of course, you would absolutely expect that from this kind of vehicle. There are a few different battery variants available, so there is a 67 kilowatt hour and 83 kilowatt hour LFP battery, or there is an 106 kilowatt hour NMC battery. Again, depending on what spec you go for and what size you go for, this vehicle starts at £45,000. As we're seeing more and more on all of the electric vehicles that are coming out these days, it's got some sort of very interesting lighting signature across the front. But what you wouldn't expect is that it has a drag coefficient of 0.29. Now, that would be terrible if we were talking about a saloon car here, but when we're talking about a van, that is very, very impressive. And to put that into context, a Range Rover has a drag coefficient of about 0.3, and this is of course much bigger than that. And the lower that drag value, the more efficient your driving is going to be, the less frequently you have to charge. This is a drive-by-wire system, and for those that might not know, that means that there's no mechanical or physical connection between, say, the brake pad and the brake pedal. And what that means is that it can reduce the number of components that you have to sort of pack into the vehicle, which can make it much lighter, much more efficient, and again, maximise, for example, the cargo volume. But the other impact of that is that it can sometimes have a bit of a curious driving feel, and we won't really be able to comment on that until we have, a huge load in the back, because right now, it's empty, we've got one camera, two people, and a handbag, and that just isn't going to give sort of the real representative feel of what this feels like. But other bits that, I immediately notice are that there is quite a high-pitched sound. I think for me that would take a little bit of getting used to, and some of the noises that it makes when it's alerting you to various things, it's a little bit grating, but I'm sure you would get used to that in time. So when we think about commercial vehicles, I think it's really, really important to remember that often these are people's places of work. They're spending huge amounts of time in these vehicles every single day. And so it's absolutely critical that there are some nice nods to make this a nice working environment. And I do think that this has done that pretty well. Ultimately this is a practical vehicle, but it's got a couple of things that make this a very nice experience. So there is Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course, which means that you can listen to all your lovely favourite podcasts and use the interface in how you'd expect to use them. There are some brilliant physical buttons, which I just really love, because that just means that you're reducing faff and having to go into menus. They are just there. It's very, very simple. These seats offer both heating and cooling, which again, if you're in and out of this vehicle all of the time, that's really nice to know that you're going to be super comfortable, either, nice and toasty warm or nice and cool. Other things to point out to you, there is a little space in here with, I would say, not enough space for 2 cups, which, if you're working with someone, say you've got an apprentice with you, that's invariably going to cause some arguments as to who gets to use the coffee cup holder, I would say. There is another little space in here, which I would guess is either for snacks or that will end up being sort of stuffed with rubbish. That's just an inevitability. And of course, a glove compartment over here as well. Because we've got this step through, which I think is great, because, if I was driving this vehicle, I would definitely be panicking about parking in some really tight spots. If you can hop out on either side and just sort of slip through, then that is going to reduce your panic and your stress levels. And of course, it also means there's a very handy handbag spot, which I think is a nice touch as well. There is one thing which we think is slightly strange, and we'd love to know if you agree with us, or in fact, are we the strange ones? And that is the window controllers, because in order to put the window down, you have to push it forwards, and obviously the opposite way to bring it back up. Is that weird, or is that just us? Let us know in the comments. One final thing I want to mention is that if a white van is not for you, this also comes in a very, very stylish green, which certainly would not be out of place in the Cotswolds. So what's there to say about the Farizon SV? Well, I think when you look at the performance, at the metrics, the value for money, it is incredibly impressive. It is incredibly competitive. But vans are such a core part of our society, and we have a lot of allegiance to some of those legacy brands when it comes to vans. So how will we respond to a brand new brand? Well, That remains to be seen, but we would love to know what you think. But that's it. That's all we have time for. If you haven't already, please do like, comment and subscribe. And if you have been, thank you for watching.